Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nerds of the Round Table, a weekly talk show where me and my best friends discuss ongoing affairs in nerd culture. My name is Sean. This is Tom.
Hello.
The beard. The big beard. This is Jack, the one with the big everything else.
Yep.
And my name, of course, is Sean.
Everything else.
Well, not everything. What's up, guys? How's it going?
That's alright. Beard oil situation's fixed.
Yes, it was a huge,
Almost
huge
a matter
issue.
of national security.
He's not even from this country, so national security would be weird.
International
International
security.
Yeah. Tom broke his beard oil and was like, I'm just going to cut it off.
Yeah.
He's going to shave the whole fucking thing off.
We had to
close.
get one of those straight jackets, get his arm,
Yeah, you seriously were throwing a fucking conniption fit over that. I
I was
couldn't
really
believe
pissed
it.
off. I was so annoyed. I was
But
annoyed
it's-
at myself.
It's
was the
solved
issue.
now. Did you
52 seconds, I'd like to point out.
I haven't
Did you
tried
use it yet?
No, I haven't tried it yet. I'll do it after.
Took 52 seconds for Jack to take a sip of water.
I've already had some.
Alright. Well, it was off camera.
True.
Just want to point it out.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I'm glad you got your beard oil all settled and sorted out.
Yep. Problem solved.
Are you done with Fallout, by the way?
Not yet. I just needed a bit of a rest. So I've been playing FIFA the last couple of days.
Yeah,
to
you're
long
like-
out. I've been in a weird mood recently.
Yeah, I have been too.
Mm.
I'm always in a weird mood.
Yeah. So I felt the need to mong out. So I've been playing FIFA.
And
what?
And a bit of Rainbow Six. We'll get onto that later.
yeah.
Wait, you felt the need to what out?
Mong out.
I've
It's
never
like-
heard that before.
Do nothing. Like,
Okay.
not think and just be like,
Yeah.
"Ugh," like that. Yeah.
No, I
it's
like
pretty
it.
an offensive term, actually.
Really?
Might be. I haven't looked into
I remember
it.
you
I don't
said-
know it is, so I'm gonna claim that I don't. If it is, I will stop using it. But I don't think I'll have to look at it.
You told me that calling somebody a wanker is more offensive than calling
Yeah.
somebody a cunt.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but I thought
Whoa.
that was fucking out of this world. Because if you said that in America, people would be like, whatever. But if you call somebody the other one that I've already said, and if I say it many more times, people might stop listening. I apologize to everybody who I've already
I
offended.
could bleep it if you want.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Because I want people to know that in England, if you call somebody a wanker, it's way worse than calling
That's
somebody
just
the
me
C word.
personally. I think within certain groups it would be the other way around. But because I don't use that term with my friends, I'd call them the C word. I'd call them that all the time, and they know it as a joke. But if I called them a wanker, I'd be pissed off at you basically. It's just I think maybe it's just me personally even.
Interesting.
But we're the only reference. I'm the only reference you've got, so we'll say England.
Well, I'm pretty good friends with Matt Smith, too.
Yeah.
For the
course.
doctor, of course. I hope I'm loud enough. I did no sound testing for
We'll be
this.
fine.
No, we'll figure it
So,
out.
as normal, we're just going to figure it out as it goes along.
Yep.
If our podcast sounded like shit this week, sorry. That's probably on me.
It'll be
Jack, you're done with Fallout, right?
Well, so I played through my first character, maybe like 100
fine.
hours.
Doesn't really change, annoy me.
Really? What is it?
That,
You got it.
You
Oh,
got it.
weird. Okay. Anyway, it maybe like 100 hours for the first character, and I tried to do a lot of the stuff, and I started my second character mostly because I wanted to try a different playstyle while I finished up the last 2 or 3 trophies that I need. So I'm aiming to platinum the game. It's not something I usually do, so it's almost something I never do. But this is a game that warrants it.
Yeah.
I've been playing the game, and I think I might almost be done with it. With Rainbow Six coming out and then challenge mode for Destiny coming out. I think that I've yet to do a story mission, and when I started to do the story missions in the game, that's when I stopped having fun.
Yeah.
I was like, well, there's me completely not enjoying the game.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I've still got time for it. I've got a bit further in the story. I've met all the factions now. I haven't progressed very far with the last one that you meet. This is me being as least spoilery as I can.
Yeah.
And I'm still enjoying it. I just needed a bit of time away because the thing is, that first few days I went hard.
Yeah.
And I really hit it hard. And then we went away and I forgot about it for a bit. And then I'm coming back. I think I'll come back to it. I'm just giving it a couple of days rest.
I think collectively, we all binged on that game really hard. And it's kind of like junk food in that, it feels really good at the time. And then you're distanced from it a little bit now. And you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, feel guilty.
But honestly, I'm still engrossed in that, pile of, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, but you're close to the platinum, so you've got...
That's the carrot on the stick for me,
I'm just ready to start playing a shooter again. Like a real shooter. That's not a real shooter.
Well, 'cause, yeah, we were discussing this the other day. Should we get Black Ops? Because I fancy playing a shooter again at the moment. I'm like, I'm feeling that.
I've been watching Black Ops, and I'm like, that looks fun.
It looks okay. I just don't like the wall running and all that stuff. That's my problem. I prefer Ghosts and Call of Duty 4, World at War.
Yeah, I don't like
those
the whole
ones. I
Titanfall
prefer
thing.
the whole running on the floor. It's just normal combat.
Yeah,
personally.
I feel like that's a valid argument. Although I do kind of want to play zombies.
The thing is, they can't
Zombies are always good.
keep doing just standard ground
course they
combat
can't,
because
but-
they have to release a new one every year. So it's like-
they're the type I prefer. So I will if they do another
Absolutely.
one. If they do a Ghost 2 or whatever, which I actually like the Ghost story. Like if they did a Ghost 2, I would go back. I'd buy that probably like straight away and play the story on that because they're short as well. That was only like 5-6 hours.
That's every campaign though.
Which is good. I like that. You can finish it in 2 days.
Yeah, or one day.
Or one day. Depends how much time I didn't have much
So
time.
here's the thing: we're recording this day before Thanksgiving. Gray Wednesday, they call it. Real thing. They call that retail.
Really?
Gray Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
At least in every retail store I've ever worked in.
I thought you were making a joke.
No, because I always got in trouble because I don't work Wednesdays. When I used to work retail, it was my jiu-jitsu day, and it was like part of my contract when I signed it to every job I've ever had. So yeah, they would always give me shit because like a lot of people end up working until like 1:30 in the morning on Wednesdays, getting the store ready for Black Friday.
Up.
Yeah, because nobody's allowed to work on. Well, people do work on Thursdays now, which kind of sucks. Which is weird in America and a bit embarrassing. But what are you gonna do?
Culture today, I think.
Yeah.
No one has time off. If you work in retail, you have to expect to work every day forever.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, as some of my friends are getting retail jobs for the first time, they're like, "Can you believe I have to work this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can believe it." I was working like 12-hour days when I was working at Best Buy.
Yeah. I once had to work a 12-hour day on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
You gotta realize that retail, that's what you're signing up for.
Yep.
To work like that.
Indeed.
Retail has a way of trapping people, where like all of a sudden a young kid can be making a lot of money in retail. And then he will be trapped there because any job that he takes will be a demotion in pay.
Yep.
One of my friends is working retail. He's making like $66,000 a year. He's like 23 or 22, which is like good money for a 22-year-old.
But the thing is, that's his limit.
Yeah.
You hit your limit very quickly, and you're like, this is the most you'll earn. Yeah. And then that's it.
No, but like certain places like Best Buy, you can earn like a lot of money. You can earn like $160,000 a year if you're a GM. And a good GM, you can make a lot, like, even more. So it's like one of those things where they trap young people. And then they like brainwash you into being like, this is the best. Yeah. And I was just like, never about that life. I signed my contract. I told them I would work a certain amount. I told them I would work the days that I would work, and that was it. Yeah. And I didn't do more. I didn't do less. But I saw some people come in there and be like completely like fucking like they pulled the curtain right over some people's eyes, and they're like, we're just like, well.
I think you always got to be working on that. Like for me, what always kept me away from that was like working on that side option at the time. And like, so you're in retail or whatever, but like a lot of people, you got to have that secondary plan that you're working on. So like college or like a passion or like something you got to be, because you will eventually get stuck there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of good, talented people. A lot of smart kids too get stuck, especially at Geek Squad, where they don't realize they could go make like 10 times more money, and work way less. Yeah. And not get spit on, often. Can't always speak of that.
Can't guarantee.
So what I'm saying is we don't have a lot of news this week, other than the Civil War trailer, which was the first question anyway that Jason asks. So this will be mostly us just discussing random things because since we didn't have news stories, we turned to the community. You guys helped us out greatly. And Jason asks the first question. He asks, "What are your thoughts on the new series Into the Badlands?" Don't have any. And
didn't we talk about that last week?
Yeah, I should. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it one day when I have time.
I'm very curious.
And thoughts about the awesome Civil War trailer. Now that I did watch, and that I made Tom watch. Probably should have made you watch it. But
I did watch it about 5 minutes ago.
I've got you covered.
Yeah.
I also just stroked your knee. Is that right?
All right. That looks really good. I'm really excited. The Captain America movies are always like super serious. The last two at least have been like actual like borderline political thrillers. Yeah. And which is completely opposite of what Avengers is, which is basically where a kid gets all his toys together and fucking comes up with the most ridiculous scenario that he could put himself in. But like two very different directing styles, two very different writing styles, and Civil War looks fucking awesome.
Let me take you through like so Tom was like, "Oh, did you watch the new Civil War trailer?" And I was like, "Man, like I don't know how much I care about Marvel like movies anymore, you know? Because like a lot of them are really just supposed to be, a lot of them are more lighthearted and like fun and like a little campy. And like the last Avengers movie, I wasn't disappointed by it, but I didn't think it was as good as the first one, and I didn't think it had been as good as previous Marvel movies. And then I go into this with pretty low expectations, like this trailer, and like then watching this reminded me how much I loved Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't like that as much as everybody else did, but
I thought that was a really great movie, and I liked it because like you're saying, tonally it's so different from like the camp and the good times of Avengers, you know. And I find that like I've always liked the like a little bit more serious superhero stuff, you know, over the just fun time stuff. So this hit like some of the right notes for me. If it'll actually follow through in the execution of the film, we'll see. But I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, 'cause my initial reaction when I watched it was like, it looks good, looks
Yeah.
great. Am I as excited as everyone else? Nope, not at
No.
all. Like, I'm just like, yep, this will be good. I'll watch it at some point when it comes. I might go to the cinema.
I'll go
to
see
it.
the midnight on that because it's got my favorite superhero in it.
Yeah,
And
which is
Spider-Man
fun.
is my favorite superhero. This
Yep.
is confirmed. Like, they brought Spider-Man in for this movie. They made the deal because Spider-Man plays a pivotal role in the Civil War story in the comics. He is unmasked in the comics. And it's just it's a comic that came out like forever ago.
Joking.
But and it looks really interesting. That and like I think that the relationship you get to see Robert Downey Jr. is like such a good fucking actor. And that like last scene of the trailer where Captain America's like, I have to do this. He's my friend. And then like they like turn to like Tony's face inside the Iron Man mask and he's like, so was I. I mean that's such a powerful moment. And Robert Downey Jr. just knocks. It's very similar to the way I think that Ben Affleck knocks Batman out of the park or Bruce Wayne out of the park when he's looking up at the building being destroyed in the Man of Steel trailer, which I said to this day, that's when I was completely sold on his Batman, where he's like cradling the girl or he's looking up as the lasers are coming through the building when he's fighting the Kryptonians, and he's like looks like this look of terror and this look of like
Determination.
yeah, like I have to stop this.
Yeah.
Is a similar way where you see Robert Downey Jr. portray Tony Stark in a way where he's fragile and he looks hurt and he's pissed, where he's like that's a ridiculous thing to say because I was your friend this whole time too.
No, that's it. Based on the storyline that they've laid out so far, I'm on Captain America's side of it. I think he's in the right.
I don't know.
I don't know how much you want to like. I don't know if you guys want to actually discuss.
I don't know
that,
if he's in the right because, and it's funny because they do a good job of setting stuff up like way in like if nothing else, Marvel movies are a masterclass in like
linking one
linking
storyline to the
universes
next.
together.
Yeah.
So like you could see this kind of start to happen in the first Avengers movie, where he's like pissed about them using Hydra's technology to develop weapons.
Yeah.
And then in the second movie, they do a better job of it. And every movie has really been building up the Civil War, which I think that Civil War will be better than Avengers 1 and 2. Like I have incredibly high expectations for this movie because I think it's the most interesting storyline in Marvel. Yeah. Like Marvel very rarely does political. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to put into words, but like this storyline in particular is like really fascinating to me. And like, if superheroes were real, wouldn't you want them working for the government? I mean,
probably.
Makes sense. Would you want these borderline gods to have nobody to answer to?
Yeah. No watchdogs.
Nobody watching over them, and like Batman. That's why like on the Superman vs Batman, as much as I think it's a ridiculous argument that Batman could kill Superman, I'm always on Batman's side. Like,
well, he's human.
Superman should have someone keeping him in check. Superman should not be what he is, which is a god who could literally destroy the planet at any moment. And just be like, you know what? I don't even like humans anymore. I'm going to kill everybody. Now, would he do that? Of course not. But like, you're really banking like all of humanity on this guy never getting into a bad mood.
Yeah.
Which is what the Injustice storyline is really all about, where like Superman finally snaps and just starts killing everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, which is why that's my favorite DC storyline is Injustice. So.
Well, what I find interesting about, I mean, like if you follow the Winter Soldier storyline, I'm not going to really spoil anything, but like the character that they're arguing over probably didn't seem like he was in full control of his actions.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of not fair to base all of your arguments off this one case where it's like he.
Yeah, no, I could see where you are with that.
Anyway, like I don't want to get into because people might not have watched Winter Soldier, so I don't want to like spoil anything for them on that front.
That's a 2-year-old movie now.
You should get on it, but I think it is one of the better.
If you're excited for this movie, you probably have already seen the other one.
Yeah, probably.
But but like I said, the line where Captain America, or where Tony is talking to Captain America, and he was like, "If we can't play by the rules, we're no better than the bad guys." I was like, "It's a fucking good point." And then Captain has like a good rebuttal. Like he's like, where he talks about, he's like, because the government isn't always working for the people, and that's the problem that we run into. The two most commonly told lies in humanity are, our government would never do that to us, and we would know if they did.
Yeah.
And like, so it's a little weird. I'm a little on the fence. I could be swayed.
Well, that's why when you were like, well, if superheroes are real, wouldn't you want them working for the government? I was like, No.
No, I still think I would want someone watching over there.
Have Tony Stark like go and pulling assassinations in like third world countries, and like I mean, when you have weapons like that, governments haven't always hesitated to use them. You know? And that's why it's like, well, is it better to have them self police? I don't know, but that's kind of what the story of Watchmen's all about. So.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like I said, like I don't if right now Superman it fucking drops down on the planet. You know, like human reaction is to be afraid of the unknown.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Yeah.
And like someone comes onto the planet and he's like, "Oh, your bullets don't hurt me.
Yeah.
I could breathe pretty much underwater. I can fly.
Yeah.
I can run faster than anybody on the planet. I have the strength of 1,000 men. You can shoot me with a missile in the chest. It won't affect me at all. Pretty much the only things that affect me are like this Warrock that's not on this planet really,
Magic
Batman
shit.
apparently,
Yeah.
and magic. Oh, and I can't see through lead, so if you're wearing lead underwear, I can't see your dick. But other than that, I could do anything else. Like I would be like, I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm like, that's a little uncomfortable.
I was like, I don't need anyone seeing my dick.
But first of all, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried that he would just rip it off. So it's something that I don't often think about, but like Civil War is a great, like, it really does make me think about it.
Well,
And they've been teasing Spider-Man so much. I'm so excited.
I think it is compelling for the same reason that Watchmen's compelling. Is that like I was like, oh man, we're finally gonna see like what do these creators see, like how do they see the world reacting to their creations, like if they were real. And I think that's always an interesting take on a superhero story.
Obviously, it's a Captain America movie, so he'll be the focal point.
Yeah.
But I think that Captain America is probably the best character in the Marvel universe.
See, I wouldn't have said that a little while ago, but
Neither
I think
would
I
I.
agree with you.
No, like before his last movie, I wouldn't have said that.
Exactly.
But because I think the first Captain America movie fucking sucks.
Well, yeah, it doesn't.
I think that movie was like boring.
It was
like,
the weakest. It was the
boring.
weakest movie. Yeah.
Yeah, with Thor, it was still the weakest movie. Because I thought Thor was weak too.
Oh! I thought you were saying with Thor in there, and I was like, no, I don't think he was in that.
Counting the Thor movie.
But
I still think he is very, very. He's become really interesting as the point of like he's the guy. Captain America is the guy telling America to like fuck off.
Yeah,
They're like, I don't know if I like what you guys are doing here.
Yeah.
Even though my name is, and there's a great. Somebody posted a panel on my Facebook recently where he's like fighting this guy, and the guy's like got an American flag painted on his face, and he's got a gun to Captain America, and he's like, patriotism to this point is fanaticalism. Mm-hmm. You're not helping.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like, I think that he's really become a really interesting character over the last two movies. Especially the last two movies have been really strong for his character development. And that guy who plays him, Chris Evans.
Yeah.
A, super good looking. I hate him.
That's fine.
He's so good looking.
Yeah.
And B, he just does it. He just kills that role like every time.
Well, I think it's like I think it's really interesting what Captain America has become as in recent decades, like distrust of the government has risen.
Yeah.
And it's like especially among like creative people and people who are like people have not as much reason to trust the government as they did when Captain America was first created.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
it's like super interesting
even
to
then,
see.
They really shouldn't have been trusting him.
Well, but there was more of a willingness to,
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see, like, not just his transformation throughout the movies, but, like, as a character from when he was conceived till, now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, everybody's come out and been like Team Cap, and I'm like, I get that, but maybe Tony's got some good points. All right, we're gonna move on. Our friend Carson asks. Carson's the man, by the way. Mm-hmm. He let me stay with him when I was in Atlanta. So shout out to Carson. Biggest argument you've had over a game or while playing a game? See, it's weird because like I don't know. I think probably playing Gauntlet when this same person would take the food every time.
Oh,
and
fuck that guy.
I needed health like
or the
constantly.
money.
Or the money. Yeah, like, that guy's kind of a dick.
Gauntlet bread arguments.
Gauntlet is free on PlayStation Network next month.
Really?
Shit.
Yeah, the new one. Which is awesome.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I'm going to play
Yeah.
it.
All right. Good.
Zombies was always a one for argument when someone would like unlock a door too early,
Oh,
or
yeah,
would steal like you got a ray gun or something, and go yoink, and you'd be like, you fuck.
Or kill the last zombie when you're not supposed to.
But basically, when you'd have a noob in with you,
Yeah.
and you'd be running around, you'd all know what you're doing. One dude just goes, "Oh, I'll kill him," and you're like, "No, we need to fucking fix everything." You're like really high level, you're like really far into the game. That was always one for
It took
arguments.
me well into your first sentence to realize you were talking about Call of Duty.
Oh, zombies is so fun.
Like
man.
but I was like, what game is called Zombies? Like,
Zombie U.
yeah,
Zombie,
well, even then.
Also, it's my biggest thing, and I'm realizing it now, is when someone insists that they're good at sniping in Halo, because everybody's good. Everybody's like, "Yo, I'm really good at sniper in Halo." Like you've never heard a guy be like, I've hit a couple of lucky headshots in my time and majoritarily body shot people.
Yeah.
That's like if people were being like, if people had to be honest, they'd be like, I think I'm really good with the sniper, but I've really only gotten like 3 kills with it ever that are headshots. But
That's how I feel.
I'm gonna pick it up every time I see it.
That's how I feel in every game though. Like you've played Destiny with me, where I'm like, oh, I'll try a little sniping, and I don't get headshots, or I'll get kills with it, and
You're like, I'm the greatest sniper alive.
I've never done that. But like, I don't know. I wouldn't. You shouldn't assume that you're good at something just because you managed to pull it off once or twice.
Yeah.
No.
Like
No.
being a good sniper means consistently hitting like a majority of your shots.
Really being a good sniper is like consistently hitting the easy shots that everybody makes. Like every once in a while, you'll get somebody like sprinting. You're like, I'm the man. I'm like somebody like running at you, and I've seen people like miss 4 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not a good sniper. You can get lucky, and the sniper is a really powerful weapon. But
Yeah.
that's what was awesome about Destiny a couple weeks ago on Trials was like everybody thinks they're a good sniper until they played that map. Like it was like a fucking really long map, and it was like people you had to snipe and be moving at full speed at the same time, otherwise you would have just died instantly.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, a lot of people who thought they were really good snipers aren't that good at sniping. And they were like, that like broke. A lot of people came after that first Trials, and I were like, holy shit, man, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was.
People having like existential crises. Like,
so that's probably my biggest argument.
I would say that mine, and I kind of made a joke about this earlier when we were talking about, is like screen peeking in GoldenEye. Like when someone just kind of knew where you were going to be before you were there, you'd freak out on them a little bit.
Yeah, I've always had that. That or when it used to be when people would just pick Meta Knight over and over again, but like now I'm good at Smash and it doesn't really bother me at all.
Oh, all right.
If you pick Meta Knight,
I was gonna say, like, I don't
destroy you.
Yeah.
But like when you're playing with a bunch of noobs and someone picks Meta Knight, it's a fucking kind of a pain.
Someone picks Mega Man, they're not gonna last very long.
No, I've been destroyed by Mega Man.
Yeah, but like if you're playing with that
an
same
average
group,
person,
I
yeah.
also won a game of Smash last night.
You did.
You
It was
did.
your
Great
first game of
achievement.
Smash.
yeah.
It's not bad.
No.
My second night of playing it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Bowser is my
Also,
my
if you're crouching with Oddjob, you're a dick.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Another good one for arguments, like a quick one, is when you used to play split screen as a kid.
Yeah.
And people would cheat.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
And you looked at my screen.
That's what
you
I'm talking
definitely
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
That
It-
is a bad one.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That it's really like when I think about the major arguments, it was that, and as you mentioned, Gauntlet.
Also, if you picked the Miami Dolphins in NFL Street in 2005, you're a dick.
That's extremely specific.
Well, Ricky Williams was unstoppable. He was
Ah,
like,
alright.
NFL Street.
yeah.
That's interesting. That was a FIFA Street, which
Oh,
makes
yeah,
more sense.
no one played FIFA Street. Are you? No one. Wait, NFL Street
Well,
doesn't.
let's flip it the other way around. So
NFL Street makes more sense than
FIFA Street. What? How?
people
They
play.
actually-
But do you
football.
play it on the street?
Yeah,
Okay.
all the time.
Well,
Not
why would I
tackle.
know that?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you
what I
play
mean. It's
chicken
not
touch on the street.
like so. FIFA Street was huge in England. That was that first one. Such a good game.
NFL Street is
first-
huge.
Just gonna put this
The
out there.
first one was
I think
superb.
FIFA Street actually makes a little bit more sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's Jack
Because that does
Jones.
exist. Like
No,
that's
yeah, well,
very
no.
common.
People play pickup football. All
Yeah, but they're not.
The
They
time.
don't play tackle. Like it's a little bit
People
more.
play tackle all the time, just not on the
It's a
actual
little-
asphalt.
Yeah, okay. It's a little bit more true to form with the soccer. I'm just saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna cut your mic.
You seem a little upset.
Justin Reese asks,
Oh, Justin.
any thoughts on Jessica Jones?
Nope.
Yeah, it's boring. And that is like huge. Like I am gonna get fucking roasted.
I haven't watched an episode.
It took me like 4 tries to watch the first episode.
I
I was just like,
you sat there. You tried for a while. And I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm trying to get into this kind of. I haven't even tried yet.
I'm waiting for it to try. I'm waiting for it to grab me.
and everybody's like, you got to get to the end of the first episode, and I'm like, I know, but it's like an hour of really nothing happening, and I'm sorry, it's like frankly kind of boring. So like I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm saying that I've not enjoyed it yet.
Sure. I see, like, in contrast, Daredevil had you from, like, the first second.
Yeah.
And then got maybe, like, comparatively weaker as the season went on. I'm
Yeah.
wondering what kind of arc Jessica Jones will follow.
Apparently, it's got a great. It's where it's just amazing the whole time. But I said, I don't.
Just not for you.
So far, and David Tennant is like one of my favorite humans ever. And
Oh, he's
like,
in it?
Yeah, he's the bad guy, and he's
Ooh.
apparently like the best bad guy Marvel's
Huh.
ever done. And and I'm really excited to see that. But as I'm watching the first episode, and it's like an hour long, too, and I'm just like, well, I'm just like I catch myself like texting or like. Like
you
when I was
stop
watching,
watching,
yeah,
like,
when I was watching Daredevil, I was like so engaged, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
and automatically when people would come out, and I don't know why people do this, but like they were like, "Well, fuck Daredevil, this show's way better," and I'm like, "Well, wait, why does Daredevil suck now?
Yeah.
Why can't they both
Why
be
can't
good?
they both be good shows? And like, no, fuck Daredevil. This is the best show. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, no, don't fuck
There are
Daredevil.
a few weak
Daredevil's a good
episodes in
show.
Daredevil.
You know what's going to be
There's a
better than
couple
all
of
of them,
weak ones.
though? Into the Badlands, when we finally get around to watching that.
Yeah, probably.
Someone
think
ask about that
Iron
again next week.
I think that Iron Fist is coming out soon, and
Oh, alright.
that show's gonna be pretty cool too. And I was like, I don't know, like I think Jessica Jones is cool, I guess, but it's just like the idea of the show is cool.
I will
The
try
enemy,
and watch
the
it at some
bad
point.
David Tennant's bad guy is really cool, but like as I said, as I'm going through the show right now, it is not grabbing me at all, and I feel I feel like so left out.
So I'm gonna try and watch it this weekend. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch at least one.
Yeah.
I can spare an hour.
I
can
like
find
what
an hour in my time.
I like what Marvel's doing with this TV stuff though, where these aren't this is not a Captain America TV show. You know, like
Yeah.
they save those for like where they kind of belong. The bigger characters are in the bigger movies, right? And then they have these really interesting like side characters that don't typically get much play, having full series runs, and like it really allows you to dig into a storyline that might otherwise not be as interesting, like or wouldn't work for a 2-hour movie. You know?
That's why Netflix is better than TV.
Absolutely, I agree.
Boom, done.
Actually, I forgot
End
to mention
podcast.
something in the Avengers or in the Civil War conversation. Did you guys see that thing? Apparently, Ant-Man's in it as well.
I don't. Is that true? Or
I
is that
don't
someone
know.
photoshopping?
There's
it?
like
I
a
saw the
teeny little
picture. There's a
man on top of
picture
Captain
like,
America's shoulder.
There's a picture. I didn't know if that someone sort of just photoshopped a few
I know
black
he's
dots
supposed
on
to be
his
in
shoulder.
it.
Could be.
I think he's supposed to be in it.
So
I think
that
they're all
is-
It would
supposed to
make
be
sense.
So then it is. I
Black
did
Panther
see
being
that.
in it was fucking cool.
Yeah, he had a cool. They fly, like I only saw him for a
That
second.
scene where he's like, "What do we do?" and he's like, "We fight." I'm like,
Yeah.
that's good, man. That's really good.
He looks like Batman that lost his cape though.
Yeah, he does. I'm so excited for Spider-Man because I remember at the end of I don't know if it was Ant-Man. I think it was Ant-Man, where they were like,
Yo, Spider-Man.
no, he's like, yeah. He's like, we got guys that crawl, we got guys that swing from webs, we got guys, and I was like, oh god, just show them. I was like screaming in the theater.
Is it a bit
Excuse
where
me.
it's that guy voicing over all the people saying stuff? Is it that?
Maybe.
Yeah, right
I
at the
think
end?
he's talking to somebody on a bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's him talking about all the characters. Now,
I
someone from YouTube, a YouTube star, is one of those people. Interesting fact.
I still think. Oh yeah, I knew that.
Anna Akana.
Yeah, I knew that. I still think it would have been cool at the end of the Avengers to just like you obviously can't show him because they didn't know who he was yet, but they just knew that Spider-Man was going to be in the next movies to have be like Tony Stark, and I think my friend Dave is the guy who mentioned that this would be cool. It's like Tony Stark goes to a college in New York, and he's like, "Does anybody have any questions?" And then a kid raises his hand. He's like, "Yeah, my name's Peter, and I have a couple of questions." I thought that would have been like
Yeah, it
the
would've been
perfect,
good.
and like just not show him like the back silhouette,
Yeah, you just see a hand
Yeah,
go
like-
up or something.
or like the hand go up, and like the teacher would be like, "Yeah, Mr. Parker."
Yeah.
And, like I thought that would have been like such a classy way to do it, like such a, because like I just want Spider-Man like to be good,
Yeah.
and I actually like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
I did. I enjoyed it.
I always had to check that name.
Yeah, I thought he was good. I almost felt like he was way too good looking.
Yeah, I like
be
it. I do like him as an actor.
There's something there's
when-
something to that.
You can't just throw glasses on someone and make them not good looking.
Funny
I mean,
fact-
it's just Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield
He
and glasses.
he had
He's
glasses
still
on, he's
great
like,
looking.
How is he more attractive?
funny thing about, and while we're on Andrew Garfield, one of our favourite shows, BoJack Horseman.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, he's in it.
Yeah, he
but
is.
do you know, so what BoJack Horseman do is they invite celebrities on. So they invited him on. If they reject it, they turn them, they make them weird and make their storyline shit and
Oh,
make
really?
them like and make them
Oh, my God.
ridicule them in the show. And so some people accept it and they'll go on and then they get like a good part. If they reject it, they just fuck him over, and that's what they do because he's really weird. He's like all camp and really
Oh,
weird
my
in it.
God.
And it's so funny.
That's so good. It's so good. BoJack Horseman's the
It
fucking
is a good
ball.
show.
I haven't watched a single episode. Good.
Fred
Watch
doesn't
it?
like it.
Oh really?
I love it.
I love it.
Now,
So
I
good.
It was like one of those things where I like kind of just put it on. And I was like,
Yeah, my friend told me about it. He's like,
and then I
watched
was like, there's like the one scene in the bar where he's like, I want to forget everything. She's like, what do you have to drink? He's like, I want to forget everything. And he's like, whiskey. So she like pulls out a thing of whiskey. He's like, it's not breakfast. And then she pulls out a thing of Everclear. He's like, I don't want to die.
I like Penguin books.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's all run by penguins. I just find stuff like that funny. Just stupid little
Yeah,
things.
he's really fucking.
Sort
I think
of-
the show's funny.
Started watching the 6th season of Archer recently.
God,
I know I
Archer
should have been doing it
so
sooner, but like, speaking of which, I saw the voice actor in a different show.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? Oh.
He's like everything.
Yeah.
He
But
has
like his,
never seen an
his,
episode.
his,
No,
his
it's one of
actual.
those, it's another one of my bad things that I just haven't.
So
It's really
Archer's
good,
one of
man.
those ones that like when Archer's new season drops on Hulu or Netflix,
Yeah.
life stops. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Yeah.
it's Archer time.
The first episode is like a little overdone in like a good way, and then everything that follows is just perfect.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
haven't
mean?
really watched, the only bit of Netflix I watched was like the other night when I started watching Peep Show again, which is an English comedy show that no one's heard of it over here that I know of. But I showed you
Sure.
that one clip with Bob Ross in, and it was funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. They call Rick Bob Ross God. All right, our friend Andrew asks, how important is having your online persona, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, linked to you? And how did you personally brand come out? How did your personal brand come out?
Very.
Now, it is incredibly important.
Is this Andrew Garfield?
If you're trying to Middlemas,
All right.
the man. So I'm always like, I get this question a lot because like I've done a fairly good job of branding myself. Like I tell everybody, like less than a year ago I had no followers on Twitter. Now I just broke 1,800 this morning.
Nice.
So like, I think actually someone unfollowed me, bitch. So I'm like 17.99. So fuck you, whoever followed me. You probably don't listen to this because you don't follow me. But
I want you to know I'm mad.
if you're trying to get into the industry, every application has a question that says, "Do you have a social following?" Mm-hmm. And if you could add yes to that, it is a huge feather in the cap because that means you're already like. If I go to work for a company, like say I go work for War Gaming or something, I'm bringing 1,800 people with me, like guaranteed. Like those and like my Twitter community is one of the most engaging Twitter communities that I've seen. Like and yours is too. You put out a survey the other day. Like 90% of the people that follow you interacted with your survey.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And so
thank you everyone that did respond.
It's important. It's important. You're all wrong. It's fine.
We need to discuss that.
No, we should. We're going to talk
later
about
on.
that.
I mean, a couple of hundred years ago, everybody thought that the world was flat. So they were all wrong.
Interesting.
Except for one guy.
But it's documented by PlayStation, people that created it. Imagine if God said, assuming God created
Yeah,
that's a whole other fucking argument. But whatever.
PlayStation doesn't even know what they've done. They don't even know what they've created.
They call it Square.
They don't even know.
We had a vote. You had like 4%. You're
That's
wrong.
fine. No,
So
I'm
not
right.
only did
I'm
the
not
creators, but also the community agree.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
wrong.
I don't know how
It's
many
fine.
other
You
sources
cannot,
you'd
you
like.
cannot be right. Whoever's the third person that voted with me,
Fuck
You're
knows
right.
who they are. They will never
you
reveal
are
themselves.
right.
I just don't know who else do you need to agree?
No one. I mean, you're never going to be able to change my mind.
What
on
Shu
that.
tells you?
Shu can be wrong too. It's fine.
But what if he told you directly?
What if he told me that it's square?
Yeah. Would you then believe him?
No.
No one got
It's because it's going to be boxed for me forever.
Okay.
It's always going to be boxed.
It can be boxed for you forever, but can you agree that is
No.
wrong?
Why is it wrong? Is it a box? Yes, it's a box.
No, it's not a box. It's a three-dimensional shape.
And you don't know how deep that thing goes.
It doesn't.
It's a 2D
painted on.
picture.
You don't know. You can't prove that.
Yeah, I can. I literally can.
Nope.
It's quite
It's
simple.
one here. I can literally prove it to you right now. That is flat. There is no...
You can't prove it.
I can. Look at it.
So Andrew, what I'm saying is, if you're
Why
trying
is
to
that
if you're trying to get into the industry, one of the biggest things you have to do is create that. And the best way to do it is to go to as many shows as you can go to. And this is advice for anybody trying to get into the industry. Go to as many shows as you can conceivably get yourself to. Make a business card. This is like people go to shows and they're like, I didn't get any new followers. I didn't meet anybody. I'm like, what'd you do? They were like, well, I walked around the show floor for 3 days. And I'm like, did you go to any panels? And they were like, no. And I'm like, well, did you talk to anybody? And they're like, not really. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Well-
It's like since I've come here, in 16 days I've got 160 followers. It's like...
yeah.
It's not bad. I've like gained like 60% on what I had already, and like I only started growing my. I had a look through because now everyone's got Twitter analytics, which you should be. If you want to grow it, use that and see how your tweets do and study them and research into how you can improve them. But like, and even if you're not interested in doing it now, just start anyway. If you're not on Twitter, you just should be, because just in case you want to be.
Yeah.
And you can get ahead. Even if you're just sitting there, you slowly get maybe a follower a month anyway. And if you just have it sitting there and just do random tweets, you'll get people.
So can you read the question just one more time? Like, how important is it that you're real?
Yeah, and this is
How important is having your online persona?
Yeah, and then personal brand, which is a big one for me that people we know have spoken about it before, where like we are obviously big in one community where but that's because we put on yours is a bit less because you're Sean Twisters, which is slightly less. It works for you because you're established anyway.
I
so
branded that though.
Yeah,
I used to be NJ Sean Pitt.
Yeah,
Terrible.
and that's fine. That is awful. And then so mine's Tom Hawkin 5, which is okay because it's like that's just how it is. I couldn't get Tom Hawkins, so I was like, oh, I'll put a 5. This is before I did it, but it's close enough to my real name that people are like, oh, that's Tom Hawkins.
Yeah.
I know who he is. I've seen him wherever. But some people, if you've just got like bed wire. That's what I've gone for because I saw a bed and a wire, and like, and then but your name's Jack Rooney. Like it doesn't make sense because there's no link. And like when you're being active in a community and your Twitch handle is whatever, people are like some people will come up to me and they're like they'll be, oh yeah, I'm that person from Twitch. And you're like, oh fuck, I know who you are. I speak to you all the time, but I don't know your real name because I just communicate through this platform. Whereas people always know they're talking to me because it's Tom Hawkins, it's clear enough that okay, that's that dude.
Cross branding is also incredibly important.
That's that's what I'm
keeping
like.
consistent, which I haven't done very well.
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, I know. Right?
I have on my key
I feel that
ones, but that's fine.
So I used to just run by my PSN name, which is like Limiting Panda, everywhere. And then I was like, well, all right, if I'm trying to get people to like follow me and like follow what I do, making it easier would be great. So I tried to just include Jack in everything. So on Twitch, I'm like Knerds Jack. On on Twitter, I'm Jack is Gaming. And the only thing I still would love to change is my PSN name. But
that's the PSN name's the least.
No, I know, but I
think.
want
it would be good.
It's nice when you
I would
can
like to be able to change mine to Sean Twisters.
It's nice
I
when you
would
can
change
unify
I
everything,
would 100%
right?
change mine straight away, but I'm saying that's like the least important. So like my Twitch is Tom Hawkin 5, my Twitter's Tom Hawkin 5, Facebook obviously is just Facebook. My YouTube, if you search Tom Hawkin 5, I come up. If you Google Tom Hawkin 5, I'm there.
Yeah.
It's pure me. Because if you Google Tom, which has worked well. Because if you Google Tom Hawkins, there's an Australian football player who's huge. Like he's got like 200,000 followers on Twitter, and like I can't compete with that.
That
so
guy's
like
the worst.
it works well that Tom Hawkin 5.
There's a differentiator.
So
Yeah.
If you Google
search
me,
that.
I come up.
If you just put Sean
Sean
Twisters.
Twisters. Oh,
Exactly.
it's all
which is
me.
good, which is good, and that's how it should
Because
be.
no one else is going by that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the first episode of Knerds comes up. We did our first episode of Knerds, filmed on 420 or posted on 420.
Oh.
Those dank Yarnum nugs.
Interesting.
So if you Google me, it's a picture of me, me, Greg Miller, me.
Do me. I want to see
That's
me.
funny.
Do me.
Do me. But yes, it's very important. You should start straight away, and and you can also the interesting thing about Twitter
yeah, you come up.
analytics.
It's you, Laura Croft, you.
What?
I don't know why Laura Croft comes
Go
up.
on just pure images.
That's hilarious.
Because I'm pretty sure that.
Oh jeez.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. This Australian football player.
Oh, it's because it's
look at
showing
it.
results for that. Search instead for that. There we go. So it comes up with some random stuff.
Your house layout from Kind of Funny.
There it is.
It's funny.
House layout from Kind of Funny. The Kind of Funny full house picture, which is the best tweet I've been tagged in ever.
This guy, by the way, this Tom Hawkins guy. Look at this. Look at that smile.
Exactly. So yeah, Tom Hawkins is very.
He has a
famous.
winning smile.
You are
That's my
a good-looking
competition.
fella. Jeez,
Yeah.
you are gonna get stomped.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm.
Look at
Tom
his
Hawkins fan.
biceps.
No. Eventually he'll quit though, and it'll be over.
Or die. We'll make that happen.
One of the whoa.
I'm sorry.
I
What?
hope he doesn't die soon.
He does, but yeah, nah, it's gonna look real suspicious.
Yeah, but so I think the key things to take away are try and put your name in it somewhere, and if you can have your name, do it. Keep it consistent across the brands, and use the tools that are available. Twitter analytics is great, so that's what I was saying. Sorry, you can see like what your audience is. You can see the age of your audience, the sex of your audience. You can see the like what they're into as well. So like mine is into gaming and other stuff. Like it makes sense.
How
And
creepy is that?
it's creepy, but it works. So like so then I can look at that and I go, okay, so I need to just aim at
These
like,
people.
at gaming.
Yeah. These are the people I'm getting.
I often have things where like a TV show that I love that's just relevant, and the other thing is like 90% of my Twitter followers are American. Everyone's American because like there's people that I know from home, and then the few English people that happen to follow me just randomly, and then everyone else is American. So I often I'm sitting there, I'm like, I just can't tweet about anything English because no one will get it.
Yeah,
So
I
there's
do
no
that with
point.
video
It's a
games
pointless
sometimes,
one.
where I tweet about video games and or I tweet about sports.
Yes.
And people like unfollow me, and I'm like, well, fuck you, I love sports. Also, if you Google Sean Twisters and go to images, it's me, Colin, and Tim, Photoshop picture of Greg Miller kissing me,
Yeah.
Greg Miller, and then a lot of selfie sticks. This is awesome.
Yep.
I'm not just.
Trevor
I was
Starkey
not,
was there.
Yeah,
Also,
Trevor was
Was
there.
he Naomi Kyle?
Yeah, I think so, because he has a picture of Naomi.
Nice one, Trevor.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It is actually. It is.
All right,
All
so
right.
sorry.
Next
Let's
one?
get back
All
here.
right.
Yeah.
So that was
think
actually
we-
turned into a funny conversation.
We
Thank you.
covered that one to death, but yeah.
My friend T Long,
Too long.
huge fan,
Oh,
huge
yeah.
fan, friend,
Person.
one of my favorite people. Just like Andrew, just like all of you. Thank you guys so much for the support.
You're welcome.
Asks, what are the top 3 game of the year or games so far of the year? What games do you think will be overlooked in the Game of the Year discussion? So my top 3 right now are Bloodborne, which is going to win, Fallout, and then I probably think that it's Metal Gear. Metal Gear was a fun game.
Isn't that weird?
What?
Like I don't know. Like I can't think of another game that would fill that third spot. And you.
Witcher, Dying Light,
No, I know,
Dying
but
Light's in my top
Rocket
3.
League.
yeah. No,
Dying Light is definitely my top.
I think
3.
Rocket League will be the one that gets overlooked.
You know what? Dying Light might be my.
Dying Light was also one of the
That's
ones
a
I think
game
that's
that
going
I
to get
really
overlooked.
fucking enjoy.
So I think
that will get overlooked. You're right. And Rocket League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about. I don't think Rocket League had a shot at being Game of the Year. It's a great game, and I loved playing it when I was playing it. I don't think it has a shot at Game
Sports
of
game of the year, 100%.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
It should win it.
Oh yeah.
I
If you're
think it
gonna
should.
get
Best
into
sports
categories,
game, yeah.
absolutely. But for me, it goes Bloodborne, and actually in this order: Bloodborne, Fallout, and then probably Metal Gear. Just
Yeah,
because
that's what I think.
like of the other, it's
I
just
think mine's.
Bloodborne is my
I can say the three, but I don't know the order. The
Sure.
three are going to be Bloodborne, Fallout, and Dying Light, but I don't know which order.
right.
Because Dying Light, I might revisit that actually and play through that again. Because I finished the main storyline I did a lot of other stuff, and the storyline's okay. It's just how well it plays is crazy. Like it just you
feels good.
you feel like you're running through. And by the way, did you see while we're on Dying Light? Did you see that thing about that Kotaku wrote about the kid?
Yeah, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Sorry,
They memorialized.
Yeah, they
one of
put.
their fans.
It's really cool. So this guy, well, it's not cool. He unfortunately died of cancer, but like he.
It's cool what
he
they
was
did
Doing,
to-
He was doing videos,
Yeah.
and then one of them was he was like talking about Dying Light. He was doing this video saying he's got chemo. He's like really ill. He thought he'd be fine, but like then he did this last video. He was like, "Oh, but I'm gonna be doing these Dying Light videos," and got really excited about it. And was
Right.
Like, and then he died like a couple of weeks later. They saw that. And then they put a memorial in the thing.
Oh,
They
that's
spoke
super
to his
nice.
family about it and stuff, and they were really excited to
Yeah.
about it. And like, it's just a nice story that you should go look at.
Absolutely. I think the game that's actually going to get one of the games that's going to get overlooked, which is weird because we're talking about it, is actually Bloodborne. I don't think people are going to give that game enough credit.
I
think
disagree.
I think
Only-
this Fallout
because it's
Well,
now back.
is
hold
gonna
on.
kill it.
Only in that, I think Fallout's going to
100%.
stomp all over it. I think people are still crazy about Metal Gear. The majority of the people who played that game and Bloodborne will probably, I think, vote for Metal Gear. Because Bloodborne is just a less accessible game. Like it's
I suppose, but
and
the reason I slightly disagree is because it's now it's back in everyone's heads again. Everyone's doing Let's Plays of it. Everyone's doing it again because of this new DLC.
Yeah,
which is it gives it a better shot.
Yeah,
anyway.
but the release window's wrong. It's an exclusive. It's not only
that's
that.
kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it'll
a
get one
game
vote
that
somewhere.
I think it's a game that doesn't help itself in any way for
Exactly.
Game of the Year because it excludes people.
Yes.
Are you bad at video games? You can't play Bloodborne.
Yeah, it's true.
Period.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think it's going to get a nod from everyone. It'll be nominated by a lot of people. And I guess that doesn't really fit the definition of overlooked, but I don't think it's going to win from anywhere, and I think it deserves to.
It'll win from this website.
Yeah, sure. I think it deserves to win somewhere. Somewhere like.
Well, here.
Yeah. We'll acknowledge it.
joking.
No, you're right, because we acknowledge it, but
Yeah. I can't decide where to put it, but they're definitely gonna be my top three.
sure.
Yeah, Bloodborne's my game of the year. Like, no fucking doubt. My friend Aaron asks about PSX and
this
what's confirmed. Aaron. The Aaron. Yeah. Thoughts on demos, trailers for it. I don't know what's confirmed. I don't really know anything. I know that we're going to see a lot of Morpheus, and that's pretty much the only thing I know. PSX is going to be awesome.
The funny thing, I love the hype trailer that they put out.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. Have you seen it?
No, I
so
have to watch it now.
They're like, so basically it's like, we decided to do one last promo trailer before PSX, and it's like, so we decided to put it over dubstep music, and it does it, and then they put just more exciting text, text, more exciting text. It's just like taking the piss out of itself.
Yeah.
I loved it. I put a tweet, I put a joke, but no one got it.
Yeah.
Well, some people got it. Aaron got it. I know he got it because he retweeted it. I put hashtag hype train, hashtag shoo, like, but it wasn't clear enough. So the joke fell.
Clever,
I had to explain
though.
to Sean, and then he was like, "Oh, that is funny," and I was like, "I know."
No, I got it. You just had to give me 1 second to put it together.
It's clever.
I didn't instantly get it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I explained it if we had a chance to think about it. I went, "Oh, well, I did this joke," and you're like, "Oh, that's funny." I was like, "Yeah, no one got it. It's just cool."
Amy Gilroy, one of our good friends,
Hey,
huge
Amy.
kind of funny supporter, huge nerd supporter, asks, "What random thing would you guys love to do but haven't gotten around to doing yet? Like skydiving, for example." Mine's base jumping, bungee jumping. I'd really like to go parasailing. What is that one with the
Hang gliding?
hang gliding? I really want to do really bad.
Extreme sports.
All that stuff I'd like to do. I'd like to ski. I haven't gotten around to that.
I've never
yet.
done snowboarding or
we should
skiing.
go.
I'd love
Oh
to ski.
shit! We should go. Oh, you're gonna be gone.
Can we go skiing this winter? I love skiing.
Maybe.
I'll
Yeah.
teach you how to ski. It's really
I
easy.
like-
I'd rather go snowboarding personally.
I wish that you were.
I'm not gonna be
There's no
here,
way
so
you can
I'm
extend your
irrelevant for
trip
this.
for like 2 weeks. Right?
Not really.
You could just
I need to
call
go. I
up
need to go home. I've got stuff to do at home.
you and fuck your life. Come stay and go snowboarding.
I can't.
Do they
I'll
not
get
have?
deported.
Do they? Do they have that in... Is this a weird question? Do they have that where you're from?
Like there's indoor slopes and stuff,
Okay.
fake ones.
Yeah,
because
'cause
you can't. Like,
it's not a
mountains
terribly...
There's not mountains around.
Yeah, that's what I was
We
gonna
should
say.
go this weekend.
I would...
I'll look into it.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll think about
I
it.
got...
Thanks, Amy.
Something.
Thank you, Amy.
Planning our weekend.
I'd like to go snorkeling, even though I mean, diving, although I'm very afraid of it. I'm very afraid of it.
I'd love to go in a shark cage, see sharks. I fucking love sharks. Love them. I'd love to do that. That's one. You've reminded me.
There's like so much stuff. Like I want to do everything. Like I'm such a like one of those guys that like I'm like fuck. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that.
One thing I always thought would be really cool is like like dune buggies.
Yeah.
I would love to like drive one around like a desert.
Yeah,
Or something.
that'd be cool.
I think that would be because like you never just get to like fucking drive wherever you want.
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, stay in these roads. There's a fuck roads. I want to go.
I have a huge fear of planes, as
You do?
Tom has seen.
I saw it.
Yeah, but it was really bad. It's been getting a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's like to the point where like
He has to hold my hand now.
no, but
That
it's
would be adorable.
It's gotten to the point where it's like almost crippling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
I'm sorry to hear
it
that.
wasn't that bad, but I've flown so much, it's gotten worse every flight.
Stressful.
To the point where like coming home from San Francisco, coming home from Austin my last time, I had to I took like 6 NyQuil and like wrapped my head up in a like blindfold and like put on giant earmuffs and like just pretended I wasn't on a plane.
Yeah.
And like just like basically passed out and died.
You know what? Like I don't know if
Blood.
this,
Okay.
Back in a second. Hold on.
I don't know if this is gonna help you at all. What I tend to think about, I try and think about them like roller coasters.
Yeah, I know.
Like if it was dangerous and people were
People
you know,
do die in plane crashes. Though.
Yeah, but like
And
they're.
there's like not a worse way to go other than maybe being on the Titanic when it's crashing.
I would say that that's like a rarity.
It's
you know?
incredibly
like,
rare.
and it's probably people think about it more than it would ever happen. Like we probably think like, oh, maybe like 0.01% of planes crash. It's probably like 0.00000.
No, it's like not that.
I don't think it's that. It's like
But my thing with it is like roller coasters are engineered and there's no human error. Once a roller coaster is
Disagree.
passed, once a roller coaster is passed, most of the time.
So,
unless there's like, I know
England-
you're gonna tell me in England you had like 3 weird.
there's-
Three
is it
roller
England-
coasters just
No,
slammed
no,
into
no,
each
it was just
other.
it's a roller coaster. It's called the Smiler at this place called.
that's a terrifying
It's 'cause
name.
The advert's really weird. It's because it makes you. It's because it goes so quick and it like does all these loops. Your face just like goes a bit mad. So like they're like it's like really like
Yeah.
putting the G-forces on your face. And basically, because when it's this place called Alton Towers, which is like a theme park in England. There's 2 main ones, and that's one of them. It's around a castle. It's really cool. And basically, they kept having to shut it because there were problems, but they always caught it. They always caught the problem before it happened. But then this
That's
one
the problem.
time, 3 people died and 3 people got their legs taken off. Yeah, and fuck am I going back there?
Yeah,
Like,
I would
That's
never.
it. It's
that
over.
ride is like I don't know if it's back. Like they were fucked for a long time.
They should
And like,
be.
and like they like that ride. I don't know if that. If I was them, I'd just go. Let's just dismantle this and give up. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like at that point, you've got to be mental to go on that.
Some people would be like, "Oh yeah,
Down.
I gotta do that."
Yeah. I don't know.
I
like
don't
not
know.
value
I don't.
legs.
I mean, like, maybe they got sedentary lifestyles anyway. Yeah.
I don't know.
Tyler asks about Destiny's weapon nerf and their appearance at PSX. Will they announce DLC? They will announce DLC. They will announce a new raid. I don't have any information about that.
How many
Holy
minutes
One
into
of our
this?
friends won the gold PS4.
That's
What?
awesome.
Girlfriend and I received the gold PS4. She won. Fucking awesome, Joshua. Sorry, Tyler, your question is just as important. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't actually know anything about the Destiny nerf. I have not been paying attention. I've been playing.
Obviously,
other games.
neither have I. So.
I know they introduced, and we're gonna get inside baseball for like 3 minutes. I know they introduced the Mida multi-tool as a year 2 weapon, which I think breaks the game on a fundamental level because scout rifles are already ridiculously powerful, and there's no weapon that's gonna be able to contend with the Mida. So you're basically introducing a Thorn 2.0 situation here, where everybody's gonna be using the Mida. I don't have a Mida on top of everything else, so that fucking sucks. So I have to grind to see if I can get one. That gun shoots incredibly fast. Hip fires really well. Scout rifles do a lot of damage. It's going to be pretty much all that and the Nerman's Mercy. That's what the game is going to be. That's what happens when you release that exotic. That's going to be the exotic to use. And I don't like that.
I think you spoke twice as quick at the start.
Yeah,
like,
because I want to get it all out there. I don't
Yeah.
want to take up too much time. But I think that they do come out at PSX. They announce a raid, a Cabal raid, because they need to.
That was like 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Good job.
Joshua, our friend, says, girlfriend and I received the gold Taco Bell PS4. What exclusives should I be looking out for on Black Friday? I'm going to assume that you've never owned a PlayStation device, so I'm going to say Last of Us.
Yeah.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Bloodborne.
If you
can get it.
That's
if you
not
think
exclusive, though.
No, but it's a good game to have.
I think you kind of
he's
have
cheap.
to.
He's saying specifically
Oh,
PlayStation
did he?
exclusives.
Sorry.
If
I didn't
you
really see.
are willing to put the time into Bloodborne, go for it. I don't think that's a game that a lot of people would enjoy unless they're willing to
I
like.
think even if you don't, even if you put, when you get past that first area and you beat the first boss,
so that's
right?
that's the hard part.
That is the hard part.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, if you're paying like $20 for this game, which I think
Yeah, I
is
think it
about
is.
that,
Probably.
you will get so much joy
yeah.
out of beating that boss. If you could like.
It's
If
almost
you
worth
can just
20
if you can just put 10 hours into it, it's worth the joy of beating that first. Even if even if you're not that good and you make it as just keep building up your stats slowly and manage to eventually get there, you'll get pummeled, but it's well worth that.
I never played a Souls game until Bloodborne.
Yeah,
so.
no, I mean neither did I.
because apparently the rest of them are quite slow.
That's
which
a
I like
that's a
the
really
experience.
compelling argument. It's really just like it depends on the person,
Of course, but
whether or not
I
they're going to
think
make
for $20
it there.
It's well worth.
I think it's well worth $60. If you have to
It
pay
is,
$60,
yeah.
I would say do it. But like it takes the person, you know.
It depends on also how cheap you can get the exclusive. So like if you could pick up the Order 1886 for $10,
Very true. That's
I would say that that's a game that is worth $10.
The only reason that game's so slate, I'm waiting in England. It's still like £30. I'm like, fuck, am I paying that?
No,
I
you're
want to
not.
pay like 10, 15 because it's 8 hours of what people say is good enough story. Like it's nothing
fine.
special, but it's like good enough. So like I don't want to be paid. Like people have bought that day one. I feel really sorry for you.
Would are there how many other exclusives would you say are worth playing? I mean, like is Killzone?
Killzone's cool. You can pick that up. I think
Killzone's
that
cool if
Drive
you're-
Club is pretty cool.
Rocket League's good if you're in
Rocket
sports
League,
games.
yeah.
Not exclusive, but yeah.
But
well,
it's
Console
console
exclusive.
exclusive.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I assume he. Well,
But
I'm missing
I'm
something.
assuming that if he follows games, he might already own a console.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
other
so-
indies.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. But those are the big ones. I think Bloodborne's the biggest one. It is on sale on Black Friday. You can get it on Amazon. Pick it up.
A lot of the indie ones are also available on PC, so it depends on.
Yeah,
you know.
but most people don't have a PC.
It's true.
to play on.
It's true.
Our boy Ray asks if the Vita would the Vita have sold better if it came out 2 years after the PS4 instead of before? Yeah, probably. But the real problem with the Vita is that its marketing is not that. It's not really marketed well. Sony kind of just pulled out pretty early when they were just like, well, Uncharted didn't kill it, even though it was a good game,
I think it still serves a hardcore market though, so it's not like
and the memory card's too expensive.
that's the
yeah.
worst.
That really is like Sony did it again. They were like, because if you remember when that originally got announced, we were like, holy shit.
Not that expensive.
That's not that expensive. It's
yeah.
really powerful. It does all these things. And then they were like, oh, you gotta buy like a $70 memory card with it.
Yeah,
And
so
you're
I
like,
think
fuck it.
mine, I'm still rocking like an 8 gig because
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't know, I can't afford to really buy a bigger one, so I just kind of left it as it is. And I just keep deleting games.
Yeah,
which
that's-
sucks because it means I
it's-
have to keep deleting them. So I've got like 6 small indies.
Yeah.
Like the Hotline Miami's and
Yeah,
stuff like that because I like
absolutely.
those games when I'm traveling, so I like playing those. But
That's an incredibly interesting question. I think that there's I don't know. I mean, because the failure of the Vita wasn't a result of its timing, you know. So it's like, would Sony?
I think that
With the same amount of effort that they have already put into it, like it wouldn't have been any better later. You know what I mean? And if it was, it might have been.
any better. But I think that the market. So like, I think that if you had this huge marketing push that you had at the beginning of Vita, and it was coming out now, where PlayStation is the fucking shit, and PlayStation is selling hand over fist, and just on the name of PlayStation, it's not on the name of exclusives, it's not on the name of anything. Right now, PlayStation is the hotness. When Vita was originally released, the general consensus was still that Sony was kind of fucking people. Their console was still pretty expensive, and like Xbox 360 was the predominant. They
were
mind
gaining
share.
parity, but
they had the mind share.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you release a pretty expensive handheld. It's not as good as Nintendo's in some people's eyes. It has ridiculously expensive accessories. Not a huge amount of AAA games. They lied in their advertising. I think if this did come out now, where Sony is just murdering shit and they are selling double what everybody else is selling, that I think it would be a more success. Would it be a success? I don't think so. But I think that it would be more successful.
See, the thing that I'm thinking of is like, if you, I don't think that the people buying PS4s are the same ones who are buying handheld games, like handheld devices. Nintendo has like the vast majority of that market. And I don't think those people are being swayed by the name of PlayStation. Whether or not they have, like, I don't know. I mean, the Vita's problems, I think, are bigger than their timing. Would it have sold better? It's possible, based on what you're saying. Yeah, I'd say it's certainly possible. But, like, that's not its biggest problem. Yeah, it's not its biggest problem.
Sony is its biggest problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
The company that made it is its biggest problem. They're their own worst enemy in that
fight. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could argue about the viability of handheld gaming, like, being that expensive, being that, like, high quality.
Yeah.
Like, because most people, if they're looking for that high quality experience, will just get a console instead.
And that's what I do. I'm one of the biggest gamers you'll ever meet in your entire life, and I fucking hate playing games on handheld.
My take of it is that I like, even with Pixar. Obviously, I played a lot of PC when I was younger, and I was like, I was on both for years. But I prefer consoles because it's easier to turn on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But when I'm having a gaming experience, I want to commit my time to it. So the only time I will play Vita is if I'm, like, at an airport or somewhere I literally cannot. I would not sit on the bed and play the... Okay. I would never sit on the bed, like, near the PlayStation and play my Vita.
Exactly, and that's the one final point. The Vita to me is frozen pizza. Like, I would much rather go get real pizza from a store, like, where I know I'm going to get the higher quality experience. Yeah. But if there is literally no way that I'm getting to the store to get pizza, I'll take some frozen pizza.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, good.
We got so many questions.
Just let's.
All right, Scott.
You get a sentence on each one.
Scott, the time you felt most like a nerd, or realized you were a nerd. This is easy. It was when I flew across the country to watch a live recording of a podcast, which was Beyond 300.
Yep.
I was really my coming out party as it was a really important moment in my life where I realized, like, it's okay that I love video games and comics and nerd culture like this much. It's okay because, like, I was surrounded by people who got it. That was the first time I met Greg Miller, who obviously I think Greg Miller has had more of an influence on my life than any single human being that isn't related to me ever. And it was an important moment where I met him, and I thought it was like, I thought he was so cool because I was like, this dude just fucking is living the life that he wants. So that was the moment. I never felt more of a nerd than when I fucking got in a plane, flew 3,000 miles, spent a bunch of money to watch a 1 hour long
that
podcast.
Conversation in the car, like that, we were listening to Podcast Beyond, and it was like, man, how crazy would it be if we went to that event? And
would it be that crazy?
Would it be that crazy? Is it possible? And suddenly we were booking flights, we were looking at hotels, and it happened, man. And, like, yeah, I mean, for those pretty similar reasons, I would have to say that, or maybe like PAX or whatever. Our first New York Comic Con, or first PAX, more like it, because it was more like my community, and, like, that's just where you realize, like, there are so many people who are, and yeah, we're all nerds, but we're all nerds together.
I'm gonna go a simpler level, more grassroots level of when I'm just the person my friends come to and they're like, oh, what should I get?
Yeah.
Like, that's a good one. Where,
I
like,
love that.
You're the person where it's like, oh, what? I've just got a PS4. What game should I get for it? And, like, you're just that person that's.
So I start writing my essay in, like, a text, and I'm like, the prompt is like, if I only have this much money, what games do I get?
All right. So our boy John, he asks about the Civil War trailer. We already kind of talked about it, but I wanted to just say your name, give you a shout out. Thank you very much for writing in. I do think that this will be a great movie without a generic plot. I think that I have such high expectations for this movie.
I think the trailer alluded to a plot that we talked about tonally is much more interesting.
Big Dylan asks us, the Big D, not the little D.
Not Lil D.
No, he wrote in later for a question.
Yeah.
He said, when am I coming on tour with him? Lil D, you got to hit up my management.
Yeah.
I can't just be doing shit like that. You don't even realize how upset I am that I didn't listen to you. No, that I didn't listen to Tim. Because I could have been in a Little Dicky music video, and I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Fuck me. It was only $500 to be in his music video. Fuck me. I would do that right now. So hard.
Too late now.
Anyway. He asked about the quality of PlayStation Plus games. I think that next month's is good, and I think that this month's has been shit.
Most of them have been good. Yeah. Most of them, there's at least 1 or 2 games, and definitely during summer, it was peak. It was just, they were hitting hard.
I agree, yeah.
And it was amazing. Like, this month's really shit. The one we've just had, like,
I don't even remember what it was.
Magica 2.
That's the problem.
Like,
I don't even remember what it was.
They were all crap, and I was just
I think it's the worst month we've ever had, probably.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Okay, so, like, I'm glad to have, like, I'm glad they're still putting out free games for us.
Oh yeah,
but there are months where you're just like,
it was just a weak month. Some
absolutely.
people would love
them. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, well, I mean, it's something.
It's just not for us.
Yeah. But overall, I would say they range good to great. You know, and like it's definitely worth $60 a year.
This is a very, very important question. Brendan. I'm going to say Brendan. It's either Brendan or Brandon.
It's Brandon.
Brandon?
Can you not read? It's
no,
Brandon.
I can't. I have a hard time.
He's got a jazzy O, which I don't know if it's actually his thing or if it's just like he's just been cool. I used to do it with my
This is a question we get that Tom and I actually get constantly. With the launch of your website and channel, is the goal still to work for Kind of Funny, or to become your own version? The goal is to work for Kind of Funny.
This is a test run.
Period.
This is like practice.
Yeah.
Mini leagues, as you call it.
Yeah, I always say I feel like I'm in the minor leagues of Kind of Funny. But that is the goal in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I have, at this point, sacrificed so much to it.
Money, time,
relationships.
Yep. We're both on par, I think.
Yeah.
With what we've sacrificed. My heart.
Yeah. That it would
as
be
in,
almost,
not as in my love heart, as in my regular beating heart that's dying.
It would be almost embarrassing for me at this point if I didn't make it. At
That's
least in video games in some point. And so I just want everybody to know, Knerds is great, and I'll always be proud of what we accomplish here and what we do and what we continue to do.
Oh yeah.
But I never wanted something so bad that it worked for Kind of Funny, and it's as it seems, I guess, the conversations I've had, but maybe one day that is a possibility in the future. The problem I always say is like Kind of Funny has a lot of really talented people in the community, and like their reach is huge. They know a lot of really talented people,
and they're going to be a big company. They're going to be big.
So you have to work really hard.
But you have to believe.
Yeah.
You have to tell yourself, like, when you're doing stuff like I'm here.
Yeah.
I've flown out here and I'm here for 6 weeks. I've left all my friends and everything behind for a bit, and I'm doing everything I can to move here. We're pumping hours and money and everything we can into this. And if you doubt our commitment, then what the fuck?
You haven't met us.
Like,
I've never met anybody who's met me and hasn't been like, oh, I think you guys are gonna make it.
Yeah, like Barrett wrote a good article. Like, it was just like, oh fuck, they do actually really. Like, we went to San Francisco for like literally 24 hours.
Yeah, we flew. We were on the ground. We were only on the ground for 24 hours.
And came back again. It's like, if you doubt that, then fine, but you're wrong.
Yeah.
We really want to work for them to end that point.
Bob asks, biggest surprises and disappointments of 2015. Biggest surprise by a mile is Bloodborne.
Hey
Bob. Biggest disappointment, probably Metal Gear, for me.
Biggest surprise, Rocket League.
Yeah, I came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, loved it. I played that game a lot, and I still play it every now and again. I dip my toe in again.
Dip your toe in.
Yeah.
Dip your little peen in.
Disappointment.
Got anything?
I don't know. I don't necessarily disagree with. I mean, but you guys took my answers. Yeah, like
okay.
Bloodborne was incredible out of nowhere for me, out of nowhere basically, and Rocket League was a shock, not because of what it was necessarily, but because of like the impact it had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Battlefront, like you have to be not expecting it for it to be a disappointment. So in that regard, like I had someone telling me this whole time that it wasn't going to be that great, and then it turned out it wasn't that great. It was like fine.
I'm super happy. I'm super happy that game. I mean, I'm not happy that game's not great, but I mean, there are people who are obviously enjoying it,
and that's fine.
There are a lot of people who've already stopped playing it.
Sure.
I've been getting tweets like constantly, like I'm done. You're right. The game's got like 15 hours maybe at max, and you know if that's worth your $60 or $160.
I feel like I need to go look at my CDs, my discs, to go see what was bad, like what I just bought and then just went nope and just didn't put back in.
As
I
far
can't
as
think of it off the top of my head.
As far
that
as
was more of a region lock issue.
Yeah, right. As far as disappointments go, like I don't know, I wasn't really, like I said, I wasn't really disappointed by Star Wars because like you were telling me the whole time it was gonna be fine, and it was fine.
Initially,
and then like Metal Gear, I didn't have any right to be excited about it, you know, because like I wasn't. Same. And so when it came out and it was like good or great, if you want, you know, like that was fine for me.
Entertaining.
It was
enough.
Excellent.
It was good. Like, yeah. Like I had a good time when I played.
That was kind of a surprise and a disappointment because I got bored of it after 120 hours or so.
Yeah. JC asks, where do you see Rainbow Six fall amongst the shooters this year? Get the same backlash as Battlefront, or will it continue its audience and because of its lineage and classic terrorist mode?
Now, I used to play the Rainbow Six games a lot.
Terrorist Hunt is a blast. Sorry.
Yeah, so I used to play the Rainbow Six games a lot. So I played Vegas 2, and all the other, like, Tom Clancy games. Yeah. Big fan of that series, like, that whole thing. So I played the beta last night, and now it's down again.
Yeah, that's the thing that's worrying me. It constantly is not working.
There were weird bits, like it didn't. I haven't. Again, I'm off on my shooters. I haven't played them for a long time, so I'm a bit off anyway. But like, there were bits where I was like, I feel like he should have died, and he didn't. And I can't believe that it's down already. It was up for a day, and they're like,
that's the thing that's worrying
so
me.
This is broken. It's coming out next week. Like.
Yeah, okay, so the point of betas is so that things will fail and they can catch them, right? But it's worrying that the game, they don't have that long.
You're assuming this is the end result. Yeah. Like, you assume this is the final game. Yeah. Why are they running a beta a week before release? Like,
well, they're doing it. It's a stress test for the server. That's smart. That's smart.
No, but they should be.
Otherwise, this would have happened day one.
But they should. What my point is, they should have been doing this maybe a month ago.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Because like
I'm sure that they did. I'm sure that they had like a closed beta
internally, but it's not
Yeah.
the same as when all these people hit your servers.
They're gonna. I think that they're gonna hopefully fix it. That's why the beta's out there.
It's still bugs, is what other people have found. That's the other thing.
I played it.
Gameplay issues.
I guess a near final build. No, I played the build before this one.
Yeah.
I
played
at
that one as
RTX,
well.
and I think I think the difference between Battlefront and Rainbow Six is that you're going to see Rainbow Six is a good shooter. The mechanics work. The game will
The
work.
other
From
thing
what
is-
I've played, the game feels good to play. So.
There's not Rainbow Six is it reminds me bits of it remind me of Counter-Strike, where it's 5-on-5. It's it's not like Battlefront really. It's a shooter. It's in the same genre, but it's not the same. It's a very tactical game. It's not you're just running by yourself and you can just play it by yourself or as a team. You need to work as a team. The other thing I experienced was I had to have because I was playing it without headphones badly, like without any volume from the TV at all, and like you just can't do it.
So this doesn't have a single player, right?
No.
It's got
Terrorist Hunt.
It's Terrorist Hunt, which you can do single.
Which has been historically
So it's got no
really fun.
Yeah, but it's got no campaign, right?
No.
So this is kind of it's more of a mix than just a multiplayer only game. But do you think this runs into the same problems as other multiplayer?
I think so. I think it probably will.
And because also, like, this coming out as late in the year as it did, like, this is going to be after a lot of people's holiday shopping. This is going to be after a lot of people's, like, big shooters of the year came out. This is either going to pick up because people are done with those other games, or it's not going to pick up at all. And I think it's more likely that it doesn't pick up.
I think it'll get a hardcore audience that will play it.
It might, but hardcore audiences don't prolong franchises necessarily.
True. We're actually just gonna have to end it. I'm sorry, I have like 15 or 30 questions.
Well, we're gonna want to do this again at some point.
Yeah, we'll do that. Lewis, thank you for writing in. Joey, thank you for writing in. Ryan, Noah, Bill, Paul, Decoy Mothership, Ian. All you guys are the best.
Poor Ian. Following a name like Decoy Mothership.
Is that how you spell it, Ian?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm bad. I'm bad at everything.
You got it.
Ian's the man. He writes it all the time. He's got a great picture of Troy Baker too. God, Troy Baker's so good looking.
He is.
Anyway, a lot of you guys wrote in. Thank you guys so much. I do want to read one more question because I thought it was funny. It's by Gwen Stacy.
Gwen.
Trevor, of course, I love you. Caleb, I love you too. Thank you guys for writing in. Gwen asks, "What's on your Christmas list?" A green card for Tom. That's all that's on my Christmas list. Someone get this man into the country.
I need new slippers. But also, I'll take whatever you got.
Money also.
Money
would
be good.
I like getting socks. Now,
what?
people hate getting socks.
Are
I fucking
you?
love it because I don't have to buy any. I love.
That's fair. That's fair.
My mom still buys my
Because
socks.
David Beckham apparently does this, and this is something I would do if I had a lot of money. He just buys new socks. He never wears new. He never does. I love wearing new socks, right? Because you don't have to fucking think about washing them. There's no mat. You just fucking. I love buying.
So he
new
just
pair of
wears
socks.
them like
I
they're
sound really
disposable.
fucking weird right now, but I'm just gonna say it. I love getting socks for Christmas. Don't everyone give me socks, but like I don't want just socks. Oh great. Well, there's a year's
Tom's
worth of
sitting
socks
on a goddamn throne
but
of
like
socks.
people are like they're like and I fucking love socks.
Yeah.
Don't know why. It's weird. I also like getting jazzy socks, like ones that are like they've like got themes. That's like I'm tempted to get the new Loot Crate thing. That's like there's the socks one where you can just get certain like pairs of socks every month.
That's
that looks
pretty cool,
interesting.
actually.
We did
And
this
there's a
thing.
t-shirt one as well now, just pure t-shirt, which is good because Loot Crate I always found. Have you tried it out?
No.
Have you ever tried it out? So I tried it for a bit, and you find like 20% of the stuff you like. I did it for like 4 or 5 months, and I was like, nah, I'm
not
done.
worth it,
Like
yeah.
it's not worth it. And also in England it gets spoiled for you because you get it like 2 weeks later than everyone
Right.
else. So like it comes, and by then everyone's just like, oh, here everything is, and it just gets obliterated.
Yeah.
And this episode is actually brought to you by Loot Crate. Go to Loot. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have
Poland Spring.
sponsors.
And Samsung.
We actually do this thing
I'd say.
with my family where like you over the course of like the Christmas holiday you open like one gift a night. It's not like all on Christmas morning,
okay,
so it's like
interesting.
yeah. So the first one like 1 year the first gift that I opened was
Did
like
you get to pick, or was it?
yeah you pick like
Okay.
so you're like okay I'm gonna open that one tonight and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
open this one. And the first night like when I'm most excited about Christmas I got underwear and socks. And my mom was like, "You can open another one," and I was like, "No, I earned this. I chose the wrong fucking
You picked
package.
the one
I'll
that looks
never,
like a disc.
I'll never do
You
it again."
picked the one that looks like a game box.
You think
or-
she's you
the
think my
worst-
mom is getting me
The
games?
worst though is when you do that and you open it, you're like, oh, it's DVD.
Yeah.
Oh man! And all
The
you know, all
biggest
the
troll
all the
ever.
nice people who thought that I wanted movies, and I was like, no, video games are my thing.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the worst because like, oh, I've got a game.
yeah.
Oh,
I can
it's
download
DVD.
this. What the fuck? I always would pick the ones that look like action figures. I was a big action figure guy until I was like 24. By the way, I turned 24 next month.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys, everybody who wrote in. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Sean Twisters. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at TomHawkin5. Make sure you follow Jack on Twitter at Jackus Gaming. Go to nerdsonline.com, subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch the Let's Plays. You guys aren't watching the Let's Plays, I could tell. Watch the Let's Plays.
We have those numbers.
We put a lot of work into those.
Also, submit things to the community section.
Yeah.
Do that.
Shout out to Allie, who's going to be the next person on the community section.
She is indeed. Very smart.
Yeah, smart girl. Way smarter than me.
Is it a
Than everyone.
video or a written piece?
It's a video.
Oh, alright,
To a like intimidating degree.
Yeah.
She's not an intimidating person.
She's not. She's very nice.
She's a very nice lady, but she's very
I've
smart.
never met her, but yeah.
I-
I've spoken to her.
So make sure you guys do all the things I just said. I forgot what I said. I'm
You
losing
did.
my
You did the
mind.
Twitter. You did submissions. You did go watch things on Nerds Online.
And write comments in them. We like talking to you guys in the
Yeah,
comments.
super excited about
And if you want to
comments.
see us play a game, send it to us. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. Don't have
I
to do
reply
that.
Oh,
to
no,
all-
I thought you were just saying a
reply to all
suggestion.
Comments. I
Yeah.
reply to them all.
Yeah.
But unless they're aimed at either of you two, and then I just leave them.
Oh, great. Let me know.
Yeah, please give me a heads up.
All right. But until next time,
It's
guys.
usually Andy.
GG.
Fine. Love you, Andy.
Love you, Andy.
But
Bye, everyone. And everyone else.
You don't
you
love
all.
Andy? You motherfucker.
I don't really know Andy that well.
If you guys like that video, make sure you click here to watch more videos. And down here to visit.
Sure. It's on the other side.
Oh,
On the other side.
can we put it over?
Nope, I'm editing it. Other side.
God damn it, Tom.